What's going on, everybody? This is comedian Rob Coleman coming at you with another episode of Are You Serious? And I believe this is maybe episode 7, but this is probably going to be one of the greatest episodes of this show's history because we are going to have the GOAT debate today. That's right. You see the guys behind me here. You see this guy to my left and this guy to my right. And we're going to determine which one of these guys is the actual GOAT of NBA basketball. Now, there's plenty of GOAT debates. There have been GOAT debates as far as Tom Brady, Joe Montana, or Mike Tyson, Muhammad Ali, or Daniel Craig or Roger Moore for who the best James Bond is. Regardless, everybody's going to have their opinions. Everybody's going to have their tribe that they kind of float to. But in this particular debate, I truly believe we haven't debated the things that we need to be debating to determine which one of these guys is the greatest basketball player ever. So what I've done tonight is I've gotten together a crew of comedic geniuses to discuss the different qualities of these two gentlemen to see who actually the GOAT is going to be. And I'm going to bring them in individually to introduce you guys so that we can start this debate and determine who is the baddest NBA player on this planet. Is it GOAT James or is it GOAT Jordan? So let's bring our participants in individually and introduce them. First, I want to introduce you, my good friend, comedian out of Columbus, Ohio, Joey Lee. Joey Lee, why don't you introduce yourself to everybody, buddy?
Hey, everybody. How's it going? This is Joey Lee, all the way from, where am I from again?
Columbus.
That's right. How are you, Rob?
I'm doing well, Joey, and it looks like you're doing well, too. It looks like the edible kicked in right on time.
Yeah.
Well, Joey, who are you going to be? Whose side are you going to be on today? Do you have a specific opinion about who you believe the GOAT is in the LeBron versus Jordan debate?
Yeah, Larry Bird. He was the greatest. He even told, he even played with Michael Jordan and said, come on, guard me. Come on. Now I'm going to do this, and make a layup. Watch me. Pay attention.
Okay.
He'd do that every player in the league. But
okay.
Otherwise, Here's who I'd pick. I'd pick LeBron because he looks more like a GOAT. And obviously, Michael Jordan is not a GOAT. He's a bull.
Oh, okay. All right. So Joey is coming from a little bit of a different angle already. So I like the way you're thinking, Jokey. You're thinking out of the box. And the way you're acting tonight, you probably should be put in a box. I don't know. What's going on with you? So we'll figure it out as the show goes along. I'm going to pop you out for a second, Joey, and I'll pop in a few more people to introduce. Let's pop in. Bill, how you doing tonight, Bill?
What's up, Rob? How you doing, man?
I'm doing good. And how many? You've done my show several times now. How many times is this that you've done my show?
This is the three-peat. Like
the three-peat.
Let's go.
Right. And you did it without what's the coach?
Dr. Phil.
Yeah, you did it without Phil Jackson. Good job, buddy. Good job. So in the GOAT debate, who do you lean towards mostly when people bring this up?
So this is an easy one for me. I grew up in the 90s in Chicago, so it's MJ all the way. Even though I live in Akron now, hometown of LeBron, it's MJ all day.
MJ all day. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. We're gonna focus on that then and see why you believe that and see if maybe we can change your mind, because I got a lot of cool facts here that are gonna maybe put some chinks in that wall of yours as far as you believe in Jordan is the best.
Let's do it.
All right, let's do it. I want to remove you for a second here, and we're going to pop in Jim. Jim, why don't you tell a little people about yourself, where you from, and who you got in the GOAT debate?
So I'm from Buffalo, New York originally.
Okay.
I currently reside in Cleveland. I'm speaking to you from West Park, a fine neighborhood in Cleveland.
Yeah, very cool.
I have not taken any edibles, although I'm kind of jealous right now. I am drinking wine and representing Bill's Mafia with my Bill's glass. So I got that. I need to know rules. Am I supposed to keep the language clean?
We're soft R here.
Soft R, okay.
Yeah.
I'll try to keep it. I'll try to keep the F-bombs out then.
So you're gonna drop some F-bombs in regard to the GOAT debate? You must feel pretty passionate about who you believe the GOAT is.
I love this debate but I've got my LeBron points lined up, and I'm ready. So I also, by the way, grew up in the '80s. I've watched MJ plenty, but I'm ready.
All right. I'm kind of like you, buddy. I grew up in the 80s. I remember all of the Jordan commercials. I remember the shoes. I remember all that stuff. But I'm also looking at an absolute cyborg in LeBron James as well. So we're gonna have this debate, man, and see who the actual GOAT is.
Your show, man. I'm looking forward to it.
All right, perfect. So I think we got one more person. Ryan is going to be joining us here in a minute, but let's pop everybody back in here so that we can start. So we're going to pop Bill back in. We're going to pop Joey back in. So like I said, a lot of people in a James versus Jordan debate will talk about, stats, right? And no matter what, people will say, "Oh, Jordan had this many, and LeBron had that many, and there's this many playoff games, and that many playoff games, and this, that, and the other." We are going to kind of circumvent some of that today because we really want to know who the GOAT is, right? And LeBron is still in the league. He's still playing. He's still getting points. There's still stuff being added to his numbers. So stats are kind of hard to wrangle as far as who the actual GOAT is. So what we're going to do, we're going to discuss some different things today. Let's start with who the better family man is. All right. So if I can get this thing to stop and start right. So who the better family man is? We're going to start with LeBron James. Who do you guys think the better family is, man, between LeBron James and Michael Jordan?
Man, you got to give it to LeBron. He got his kid that internship with the Lakers. He's always been a good family man around Akron. MJ, I don't know if he knows his kid, so you got to go LeBron there.
Well, here's Jordan's kids here. He also has 2 sons and a daughter. LeBron has 2 sons and a daughter. Okay. Marcus was a pretty decent basketball player, right? I believe. Actually made it to the league, but once again was nowhere near as good as what his dad was. But when your dad has a statue out in front of Chicago's basketball stadium, it's pretty hard to live on that level. So who do you give it to, family man? How about you, Jim? Who do you give it to, better family man?
I don't have any insight. I would say LeBron for 2 reasons. One, they seem to both, be family guys. Michael Jordan, I remember when his dad was murdered, you saw how close he was to his dad. Michael Jordan, I think, had more of a reputation as a playboy. I have no hard data there. But in terms of so I'm going to let it get tipped by the fact that LeBron does so much for his community.
Yeah.
Maybe Jordan did too, but I know LeBron has gone above and beyond. I mean, the guy built a school.
Right. So right. I promise
giving LeBron that big time.
And speaking of, let me see, this is another family man picture. This is actually Jordan's complete family. So this is the 2 sons, the daughter, and his 2 twins that he has with his new wife. Okay. So as you can see, those kids were kind of photoshopped in here. In order to get Jordan's whole family into a picture, you got to Photoshop some kids. So with that being said, who's the better husband, you think? Do we got LeBron James as the better husband? Being married to Savannah since high school, I believe, right? Have they been married since high school?
Yep. I think they dated since high school.
Dated since high school, okay. Or Michael Jordan and Juanita? Or his other wife, Yvette?
You answered your own question.
I answered my own question. What do you think, Joey? Who's the better husband?
Well, I think usually you have a family with 1 wife, not with 2. So unless she's from the Saudi Arabia or someplace like that. So I would give it to LeBron. He's been married his whole life since puberty, and he still remains married. That's awesome. That don't happen every day.
In the NBA, not at all, right? Like in the NBA, these guys live like sheiks, and usually they have like several different wives, girlfriends, and children.
What was that guy? Walt Chamberlain. He was very active. Not in the NBA, but otherwise.
Yeah,
He
exactly.
dinged a lot of boards.
Yeah. He's broken a lot of boards, including headboards, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, if you're a stats accumulator, 2 wives is more than one, so he could be the better husband.
Yeah, people will probably say that too. Yeah, LeBron only has 1 ring when it comes to marriages as well.
Right.
All right.
What's that
Well,
written above his head?
who got the better mama? Okay, so we got Gloria James here, and we got what's LeBron's mom's name? Barbara? No, Dolores James. Who has the better mama? The single mom that got her, you know, at 16 years old, had her son and was able to get him all the way to the NBA, or the mom that married her high school sweetheart, had Michael Jordan and got him all the way to the league with a Nike deal. Who do you guys feel like has the better mama?
You got to go Jordans.
You got to go. I mean, LeBron's mom banged Delonte West.
Yeah.
Allegedly.
We'll stop.
All right, fine.
Allegedly. Right.
And
I
also,
feel like-
Allegedly.
Dolores makes a good casserole, I heard. So give her a
Yeah,
point
and I'm
there.
tally marking over here too, as far as what you guys think. So,
Well,
this one was kind of a toss up to me, simply because while Dolores, was a married woman and had Mike, and stayed with her husband, got him the Nike deal. We are talking about Gloria James, who was a single mom in the projects and kept her son out of all kind of trouble and made him probably one of the greatest basketball players on the planet. So, you kind of
I'd agree with
have to
that.
give it to her too.
Oh, they say that, the best thing you can do for your children is to have a strong marriage. So you got to give that to Michael Jordan's mom. But on the other hand, being a single mom and getting him all the way to the NBA and through all that stuff that happened in high school, that he was not allowed to play for a year, stuff like that, and still made it in.
Jordan wasn't, or Mike.
Jordan was cut by the team when he was a freshman.
LeBron couldn't play because whatever they determined he did something wrong. I can't remember.
Okay.
But he had to sit out for a lot of his senior season.
I don't remember that. It's too much more money into LeBron James for him to sit out at all. They've been making money on LeBron James since he was 12 years old.
Yeah.
and I think that LeBron's high school coach got a lot of credit for keeping him on the straight and narrow.
Yeah, exactly. That high school coach was really good too. So Mama, we're gonna probably give that one to Jordan in this particular category. We got another picture here, LeBron with his mom, and then of course Jordan with his mom. Both great moms, you know what I'm saying? Both, did well by their sons, and I think they both, with Mother's Day coming up, deserved a little bit of a hand clap. Great job, ladies. Great job. Now, who has the better basketball playing son?
Come on.
I think this one is a no-brainer because we got Bronny, and then of course we got Marcus, who did some stuff in college, but wasn't able to kind of make a foothold in the league. So, I mean, come on, guys, who do we get?
No-brainer, LeBron.
Oh, no-brainer.
LeBron's got more in the pipeline too, so we'll see.
Exactly. Now here's the twist. While LeBron's son made it to the league, did Jordan's son actually make it to the league as well? I mean, some people are saying that Ant-Man in Minnesota might actually be.
It makes sense.
I get hit with an allegedly, and you're going to come with that?
I mean, the resemblance, the style of play, all of that stuff is pretty uncanny. So could Michael Jordan have some sons in the league that we don't even know about?
Could be one of us.
Disprove it, but
I think what we need to do is get Ancestry.com to become an NBA sponsor, so that not only not only do we know whose kids are, making it to the NBA, but whose potential kids are actually going to make it to the NBA as well.
You know,
And a lot of
he
people
may
look
have he may be Dave Chappelle's dad too. They look similar.
Jordan and Dave Chappelle,
Little bit.
dude, they're like the same age. Like
Well,
Chappelle would have had to bang Jordan's mom when he was like 5.
anything can happen these days.
He's the GOAT. He's the GOAT.
All right, so Jordan probably possibly has some kids in the league already.
Hey,
Better
Rob.
Space Jam movie. Let's do it.
Rob, real quick.
Yeah.
We got Ryan on the line here. Can we bring in Ryan?
Is he in the back room?
That's what he's saying. Bring him off the bench here.
Okay. There you go, Ryan. Hey, why don't you introduce yourself real quick and let us know what side that you kind of lean towards. Are you Team Jordan or Team LeBron?
Hi, I'm Ryan with the Orgasm Comedy, and I haven't made my mind up yet. So hopefully these much older, wiser men can help me make my decision about who is a better father, player. I don't know what we're doing. We're talking about their children. What happened?
Yeah, this is the GOAT debate, but coming from a different angle. Where, stats and play history and all of that stuff is, that's boring. What we want to talk about is who actually is the all around, every category, bitty bing, bada ba, bada boom, who's the actual GOAT. And we've talked about a couple of different things, and now we're going to compare Space Jam movies.
Well, on the topic of Space Jam, two things. MJ's got more movies, so that's just
how
a win.
Dare you?
Like MJ,
how dare you tap in with your?
If we're gonna go off of the things I've heard over beer from wiser dudes, more rings, more movies. Like it's not. Sorry, LeBron.
If I can steal a phrase, that is fake news. That is fake news.
LeBron played himself in Trainwreck, and he was really funny.
Hey, Rob. Matthew Scott's on the deck too. If you want him, he's ready.
Okay, I haven't seen him yet, so share the link with him, and we'll see what happens.
All
right. So just sticking with Space Jam movies, you can see here on this IMDb that Space Jam 1 has a IMDb rating of 6.5. Okay, that's not bad. A decent movie on IMDb has something around a 6 or a 7. And Space Jam 2 has a 4.5. So, do we agree?
Yeah, that's not even close.
Why'd you shrug, Joe?
Put it back up. Put it back up. Look at the animation. Like, good gosh.
Well, no. This was they never really animated Jordan in the Space Jam movie. He was a human playing with cartoons. In Space Jam 2, they tried to animate LeBron. So. Yeah, that's what they came up with.
I don't think they should have. I think they should have not animated him at all.
Well, when they make Space Jam 3, I'm gonna make sure they have Ryan's phone number so that they can call you for advice.
Yeah, no. They call you. That's fine. That you can take this one. You feel this.
What do you think, Joey Lee? Did you see both movies?
Oh yeah, it's no, it's completely clear. Space Jam 1 was the best. It was original. They gave it a 6 point instead of a 4 point.
Now,
and I heard Bugs Bunny and him had kind of a special thing going on.
Well, here's the thing that people forget about Space Jam 2. Space Jam 2 was about fatherhood too, right? Space Jam 1 was Jordan versus the Monstars, but people forget that Space Jam 2 actually had Bronny in it, and it was a movie, more so about like fatherhood and being a good father, more so than just being a good basketball player. Does anybody actually remember that part of Space Jam 2?
No.
Nobody remembers. Listen, Rob, this is typical LeBron. He wants to be his own player and be unique, and then he goes and does the exact same thing Jordan does. He wears 23. He makes Space Jam 2. He's a weak copy version of him, and he wants to be him. It's pathetic.
Okay. Why don't you tell us how you really feel then? I can't disagree. Space Jam was a huge risk for LeBron James to make. But if you watch the movie, they did have some fun with it, where I think at halftime, the Bugs Bunny's players were losing, and they say, "We got Michael Jordan back," and Michael B. Jordan walked in the room. You guys remember that part? I don't know if you guys remember that.
I never saw the second one.
That was good.
Yeah.
You never saw the second one?
No.
Yeah, I didn't see it either. I'm not gonna lie. I didn't see it either.
I mean, did you see Titanic 2 or any of that? Like,
It sunk again?
What?
yeah.
They brought it back to sink it one more time? What?
Now here's where I'm going to debunk what you were talking about, Ryan.
Oh.
You said Jordan made more movies or whatever.
Uh-huh.
Well, here's Jordan's IMDb list. Jordan has 13 actor credits that includes things like television commercials and music videos. Not too bad, right?
Does it count fake fouls and texts?
Does he what? I'm sorry.
Does it count all his fake fouls?
Oh, his fake foul. I don't know. This is
an IMDb credit for all the fake fouls.
Yeah, he did do a lot of acting. Yeah, exactly.
Well played, sir. Well played.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for my piece on this one.
Well, 13 credits for LeBron James. I'm sorry for Michael Jordan as an actor. Mm-hmm. LeBron James has 28 credits as an actor, with one still upcoming. He's been in several movies, produced several movies, and not only as an actor, right? Like, these are just 28.
No, I mean, you're doing commercial credits though, like AT&T, Fan the Flames, Taco Bell, Taco Tuesday. There's no way MJ didn't have more. Come on, there's got to be more.
13 was MJ's credits as well.
Come on. MJ had to have more.
This is straight off IMDb, and research it for yourself.
I will absolutely research. I'm calling bullshit on this. Hold on, God, I need help researching this. There's no. What did we see MJ in? What did we see MJ in? Like when we were kids. Like, what kind of ads did he have? Did he?
Yeah, he had like a lot of the Spike Lee stuff and the Gatorade stuff, McDonald's commercials. We're actually going to look at a few of those as well, because we want to debate who had the better commercials. So stay tuned, guys. That's actually coming up.
Well,
but not only
the fact is they were both great athletes, but they all sucked at acting. They weren't actors.
Why did you say sucked like that?
Touche.
What about SNL?
They were terrible actors. They were good basketball players, but terrible actors.
LeBron was great in Trainwreck.
Yeah. Yeah, he's done a couple of different acting roles where he played like comedic stuff. They recently just remade House Party, where he did a little cameo in that. I mean, they haven't been, movies that are going to win an Oscar, but he's done a lot of movies. Plus, he's produced movies. These are projects that he has writing credits on. So he's listed as a writer on 6 different credits. The LeBron's, he produced a TV show called The Wall. Not only that, he has produced 7 different projects here too, some documentaries and some things of that nature.
He also had that show on HBO, Barbershop, that was actually really great.
Yeah, I didn't even think to do that, but podcasting, yeah, LeBron is way more active in like podcasting and things of that nature. So as far as who's more prolific in Hollywood,
LeBron by far.
Yeah, I think LeBron James is absolutely beating Michael Jordan there. Michael Jordan, I don't think cares, right? I don't think he wants to be in front of the camera.
Agreed.
I mean, the guy's living in Los Angeles. Of course he's going to be on more commercials.
And look at Ryan. Look at Ryan down at the bottom, like trying to like debunk me. I've already done my research, young man.
Honestly,
I've already done the hard lifting, the heavy lifting. You can relax and just trust that your father.
I'm just gonna take you at your word for it. I'm looking something else up right now.
All right, now here's something fun. Who has the better namesake? So we got Michael B. Jordan, who has the same name as Michael Jordan. But did you guys know there was another LeBron?
Bronny?
No.
No, what?
This guy right here.
What?
He is a linebacker for the Minnesota Vikings from 1961, and this is his player card. This gentleman right here is LeBron Shields.
Oh.
But he wasn't Ray Nitschke of the Packers.
Yep, LeBron Shields, born July 23rd, 1937, is an American former professional football player who was a defensive line end with the Baltimore Colts and Minnesota Vikings in the National Football League and the NFL. So while he's certainly not very known, I just thought that was very wild that there was a white man named LeBron in the 1960s that played football.
And he couldn't have played in Space Jam because nobody was in space yet.
Hey, Michael B. Jordan has made some awesome movies. The Creed movies were great. He was good in as Killmonger in Black Panther. Michael B. Jordan by a landslide.
Yeah, by a landslide, I believe so.
I'm gonna stay. Yeah, Michael B. Jordan was pretty good in that movie. I'm not gonna lie. I never heard or seen him before, but I'm like, okay, all right.
I'm not even sure if they even pronounced it LeBron. Like it probably was Labron Shields or something like that.
Stop it. You can do better than that. You can do better than that, dude.
I think the LeBron's parents went and they looked at the Vikings 1961 roster and said, "Ooh, that's a cool name."
You think that's what happened? You think
they
that's
called him Shields, and then they go, "Well, Shields isn't that good." Maybe
that's how you think it went. They was just. I mean, this is pre-internet days too. Okay, you gotta understand. We old. These dudes old. Like you think they just like had like a printout like from the league. Like they was at home looking at all the names. Like they had magazine. I don't think that's what happened. No.
We're going to add one more person to the stage here. We have Matthew Scott coming in. Matthew,
hey there.
Up to everybody and tell them what side you're on between LeBron and Jordan.
I am on Team LBJ. My name's Matthew Scott, kind of like Michael.
Wait a minute,
Scott
I missed the first part of that. You said you're on Team BJ?
Oh.
Lyndon B. Johnson.
Yeah, I'll give you the L in this argument.
All right, perfect. And where you from, Matt? Why don't you introduce yourself to everybody?
Born in Cleveland, Ohio, never raised.
You were never
okay.
Never raised.
You were going in a lab? I'm confused.
For what?
By wild animals.
Yeah, Matthew Scott is a comedian.
So you're a rover.
He's sort of a satellite part of Eargasm Comedy that taps in when Ryan and other people from Eargasm needs him. So give it up for Matthew Scott coming in to help us out with figuring this debate out.
It's Matthew Scott who runs a new open mic in Parma.
Yeah, that's the same
that's
one.
Right.
And I performed
What's
at
up,
it
Jim?
3 weeks ago. Not much. How you doing, man?
Good.
So you just missed. We were talking about who had the better namesake between LeBron James and Michael Jordan, and we had Michael B. Jordan, who has the same name, but a lot of people forget about LeBron Shields of the Minnesota Vikings in the 1960s. So
if you didn't know, ever heard of.
That was it. They didn't forget. They never knew he existed.
I gotta say, Michael B. Jordan, super talented. Michael Jordan, the basketball player, combined. MJ wins the name.
Yeah, that's team Take Your Girlfriend right there. All
Wait, go back to
this is more
LeBron
coverage
Shields.
than LeBron Shields has gotten.
Yeah.
Ever.
Yeah,
That's a
this
man
guy
thing.
is so glad for your credits right now. You don't even know. You're about to get a love letter from LeBron Shields.
Yeah, exactly. Better two-sport athlete. You got LeBron James, who played some football back in high school. I think he played receiver. And you got, of course, Michael Jordan, who tried to play baseball. Who's a better two-sport athlete?
MJ, all day.
Jordan.
Yeah, Jordan, I'm sorry.
Jordan is a better two-sport athlete.
Yeah.
And
All
one
right.
sport.
He
And
was
one
a legitimate
I need
minor
a
league
fact
baseball
check.
player.
I need a fact check. But didn't Ohio State offer LeBron, if he came, that he could play both sports? Was that him?
Yeah, something like that.
I know. All I know is that LeBron James was a really good receiver, but he stopped playing to focus on basketball. But if you can imagine a 6'8" a physical receiver, I don't doubt that if LeBron James wanted to play receiver, he would have been the goddamn Jerry Rice of of Akron football if he decided to play. Like, there's no way you don't throw that kid the ball and he catches a touchdown every time. You know what I mean? So he just didn't decide to play it. So at this point, I think you do have to give it to Michael Jordan for being a better two-sport athlete.
Not to mention, LeBron, MJ's like a 3-sport athlete. He also played all those women.
Oh.
We already
Man, I thought you were going to
talked
say
about that.
golf or something nice.
Yeah, exactly. When they say 18 holes, they're not talking about golf. Michael Jordan.
He swings that bat, man.
But we can legitimately talk about better high school star, right?
He's definitely above par.
Yeah, I mean, as far as basketball goes, I got LeBron James records here, and you guys could probably see. I don't know if you can see because the font is really small, but in his freshman, junior, sophomore, and senior year, their team did not lose double-digit games at all. You can see he was 27-0 as a freshman, 23-4 as a junior, 26-1 as a sophomore, 25-1 as a senior. Okay, that's
And how many
LeBron.
times did they win the Ohio high school basketball championship?
I want to say they won it once because they won one year and lost the championship, and then they went back the next year and won it. That's what that movie was. I think they did a movie about him and his team, and LeBron went basically with a bunch of nobodies and won the freaking championship. You know what I'm saying? In high school.
And like we said earlier, Jordan got cut from his high school team his freshman year. Great comeback, but high school career-wise, LeBron was getting national coverage as a high school sophomore.
Exactly. And if you want to talk about it, here is Michael Jordan's sophomore record, and they didn't sum it up, but you can see there's a lot of losses here. You know what I'm saying? That's his sophomore. He did play in his junior year, and they made it to the playoffs. But once again, just a lot of losses here, and I think they actually lost in the playoffs. And then in his senior year, I believe this may have been a year he was cut, but they actually did make it to the playoffs again. And once again, just not very prolific at all. So as far as the better high school athlete,
No
I
debate.
mean, come on, y'all.
Oh,
No debate.
LeBron. Clearly LeBron.
LeBron
But I want to point out, 1978, I was a high school senior, so I kept knocking Michael Jordan around. That's why he didn't get that far, because he was playing against me.
Oh, you were guarding him?
Wow, nice.
And you know what? The thing about LeBron, I remember when the following year after he graduated, his team went to the Ohio high school finals. I went to that game and he was on the sideline. Every time his team, whether he was a superstar or not, whenever his high school team was in the championship, he was there on the bench supporting them. That was so cool.
Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty cool, man. He does love his team. He's a big team guy, and that's something that we're going to talk about in a minute here too. But I just wanted to, we're talking about the GOAT here, right? So the GOAT is not just the time you played in the NBA. The GOAT is your whole life of playing sports, and if we have to go through high school records, going back to high school, shit, even probably Muni League. I think LeBron James never lost much in Muni League before he even got to high school. So. Yeah, so LeBron.
Okay, we're skipping over college, man, because you know who's got that. Let's see some report cards.
What
he was too busy scoring against. He was too busy scoring against pros.
Right, exactly. All right, better toys. Does anybody in the chat has a LeBron James or a Michael Jordan toy? A figurine or a bobblehead? Nothing.
No, my girlfriend names her toy after it though.
What?
I feel bad.
Yeah.
I'm kidding.
Are we including Diddy Party stuff or no?
Nah, we're not including Diddy Party stuff. But as I was looking for different toys of these guys, you know, LeBron has been they've been making toys of LeBron since he came into the league. So that's his Cavs championship toy. That's his, rookie. Hey, here's LeBron James into the league. Even a Barbie. LeBron is the first athlete to have a Barbie doll made of him.
Oh man.
All right, that's pretty cool.
-1.
Now here's the thing. Ken was famously known for not having any genitalia. If you take LeBron James' pants off,
Oh.
what do you think they did there?
I'm not going to touch
I'm
this.
quite happy not to know the answer.
Let's just say it's anatomically accurate.
Can't touch that.
Can't touch this. Da-na-na-na.
I doubt they gave the Barbie doll, the LeBron doll.
My.
Kitty
Right.
cat.
They should make a special Barbie with like big eyes, like oh. I heard you can buy a special pack where LeBron James comes with a Barbie. They call it the Black Pack or something like that. But I don't know. That may be kind of hard to find. You might have to look on Pornhub for that one.
It's the only white Barbie without a job.
Kind of a pudgy white.
Ryan, can you fact check all that?
I don't think
No,
side,
I'm good. I'm
side
good.
piece Barbie is probably not going to sell very well.
Well, was this made after he was on the Suns? Because
What?
if it was, didn't his wife basically say, "I'm sorry, you're not staying out here in Miami with all these beautiful women. You're going back to Cleveland."
I believe that was the
women.
Miami Heat you're referring to, Joey. And
Yeah, Miami Heat, not the Suns.
yeah,
Sorry.
the sun is down there, but it's the Heat.
Yeah, and his wife said, "If you don't come back to Cleveland, I'm going to cut that thing off."
Now, this is probably the worst LeBron James toy I was able to find. And ironically, it goes with probably the worst movie that he made, too. So besides this toy, I think they've made some really decent LeBron James toys. And as far as the Jordan toys, do you really need anything more than this?
No.
I mean,
that's the win right there. Like, that's like, if you had that in your Christmas stocking, you would have, no, I'm sorry.
yeah. I mean, with all of them LeBron James toy, I think if you gave somebody this, I don't know. What do you guys think? Would you rather have a?
Listen, let's just give it the flea market test. I hate to interrupt, but can you put the other one back up? Like, if you saw this or the LeBron toy at the flea market, like, which one are you buying? Like, obviously this. Like,
yeah, if I go back to the,
I'm buying the used toaster over either of them.
That's good. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm gonna shut up now. I apologize.
now this LeBron James championship one is actually kind of cool. I would probably, put this one in my basement somewhere with all my other toys that I collect. But I don't know if I'm buying the Laker one, or the bobbleheads or the poppets or whatever, But that Jordan one actually is really cool, man. That somebody gave me
Incredible
the Jordan one. The Jordan one, I'd be pretty happy. Where is it?
Let's talk restaurants.
Yeah. So, like I said, this is the GOAT debate, man. We're going to debate everything. We want to know right down to it, like who is the best in everything. So Michael Jordan has a steakhouse famous in Chicago. Here you can see here the Yelp ratings after 1,400 reviews. 3.9, almost 4 out of 5. Located there in Chicago. It's actually franchised where they have locations in Connecticut, Washington, and even South Korea. Hey, give you a Michael Jordan steak. And that's a horrible Korean accent, I know. Sorry. But yeah, Michael Jordan has a pretty high level restaurant in Chicago. Anybody ever been?
No, I lived in Chicago. I never went.
Mm-hmm.
I went to the McDonald's next door.
Yeah. So
3.9 is not good.
3.9 out of 5?
Oh,
If I go to a restaurant, if I'm looking for restaurants, I see under 4. I'm scrolling on.
It's notoriously hard to satisfy people at a restaurant, though, because especially if it's Michael Jordan restaurant, people are not coming in there looking to be happy. They're looking to nitpick. You know what I mean?
Fair.
So, yeah. So I don't fault it having a 3.9. You know, if I see anything wrong, if I go in the bathroom and the sink is wet, I'm gonna be like, oh, they had a wet sink. You know, or if the toilet paper is not high quality, they had low quality toilet paper. You know, like anything could make me give it a bad rating.
Fair.
I mean, they're taking dumps at
this is
Michael
in
Jordan's
this
table.
is in Chicago, right?
Mm-hmm.
I
Whereas
was in Phoenix yesterday and I saw a Don Shula's Steakhouse. That started in Miami. It's got them all the way to Phoenix.
mhm,
Michael
yeah.
Jordan went from Chicago to Chicago.
Well, no, he has franchises in a couple of different states. So
Couple. Like
This is
Iowa,
Mom's
Idaho.
Spaghetti restaurant in Detroit, Michigan has 4.4 stars on Yelp.
have you been there? I've actually been there. Have you been to Mom's Spaghetti?
No.
It's almost kind of like a walk up. You know, I mean, you kind of walk up. There's like a little window you order at, and they give it to you like through a thing or whatever. It's not bad, you know, but I didn't think it was no 4-0.
Do they also carry like a Bob's cheddar cheese? Hopefully.
You know what? I didn't even go all the way down the menu. I just took a picture in front of it and kept it moving. So
Nice.
But this is LeBron James's restaurant here, Blaze Pizza. I think he's the franchise owner or either in partnership. Has anybody ever been to a Blaze Pizza?
I've heard of it.
There was
Not
one
bad.
right down the street for me, but I've never gone to one. But I think their thing was fast serve, right? You show up, they throw it in the oven right in front of you, and it's piping hot pizza in 3 minutes. So
Yeah, supposedly
and pizza's got cool concepts. Jordan did nothing original. Steaks aren't original.
right. And then I will say this though, LeBron James is getting ready to release House 330, and that's going to be a family restaurant foundation. So this is actually a very unique concept on restaurants because when you go there, they're going to have different sections that are restaurants: a winery, a taco spot, a pizza place, all kind of in one thing. But it's also going to have community areas that allow you to have like meetings or functions there or parties. So he's coming out with a very unique concept that's going to be opening soon in Akron called House 33. And hopefully they can do some comedy there. And we
I
can
was
come
gonna
in.
say, how soon are you performing there?
tomorrow.
I'm kissing his ass, right?
He
Right.
told you though, probably.
Yeah, I'm puckering up here real nice to, you know, kiss some LeBron James ass. LeBron, I'm a 40-minute drive from your spot, man. Give me a call and let me know. I'll come tell some jokes. So
That's what this was all about. The whole purpose of the show was that plug right there.
Yeah.
Right,
It's got to be
exactly.
clean though.
I take back
wondering-
everything I said. He's the
I was
greatest.
wondering what we were doing here. There we go.
So better social activists. I think hands down, you got to give it to LeBron James. He's very active in the Black Lives Matter movement. Actually went at it with a Fox news anchor who
Laura Ingraham, yep.
shut up and play basketball. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
kind of, I will not shut up and play basketball. You know,
Shut up and dribble, yeah.
set up and dribble. Yeah, exactly. And I think you got to give it to LeBron James as a better social activist.
No doubt.
Although Jordan did kind of step up to the plate during the George Floyd things and pledge $1 million to NAACP and other defense agencies to help with social justice. But Michael Jordan finds his voice for social justice too late. Are we meant to be impressed? Is an article that I was able to find. Where
And what year is that? 2016.
what difference does that make, man?
I don't what Matt, what? Huh?
I thought I was really stupid for a second. That was the year that we won. That LeBron won.
Oh,
Oh, okay.
well played, Matt.
Well, this is just the tip of the iceberg as far as people having problems with Michael Jordan being so influential in fashion and footwear. but not very vocal as far as like social justice. I mean, I think there was an issue one time when a new Jordan came out and people were getting shot over it.
Yeah,
And
true.
the only thing Michael Jordan said was, please don't shoot people over the shoe.
Way to take
I
a
mean,
stand there.
but in
MJ.
his defense, what else is he supposed to say? Like what? Like what else is? What else is there? Like, hey, you know what? Not murder. Like these shoes are good.
How many people in here actually have a pair of Jordans? None of you guys have a pair of Jordans.
Damn, dude.
I had them, but wore them out.
Somebody
Damn,
stole.
that was low key a poverty check.
I had some, but I was
Yeah.
I got penny loafers. I got penny loafers. Is that close?
You gotta start lower. Who has shoes?
Yeah. With stocks. With stocks is important. If you
Dude, new Jordan's
Uh-oh.
coming out. I don't know if you guys
About to
remember,
see.
but new Jordan's coming out used to be a goddamn event. I used to
Mhm.
see lines at the mall. You know what
An
I mean?
event-
Hundreds
an
of
event
people
that
in line.
that we were not included in, apparently. An event that we were not a part of.
What do you mean?
Nobody has Jordans in here. Nobody, not
No, I'm
one
saying
of us.
back in the day. I'm saying like maybe a decade ago. You know,
Did have
It was a
Jordans
big deal.
back-
It was a
Yeah,
big
who had
deal.
Jordans back in the day? Who had Jordans
it was
back
a big
in the day?
deal. Look at
I've never been a Nike
It
guy.
is. This
putting
is
out his Larry
this is
Birds.
the next generation Jordans.
Are those
Skechers.
orthopedic?
Skechers.
Oh, those are
Yeah,
copper
they are.
fit. Those are
Mall
copper fit
walkers.
Jordans. I heard they were coming out with those. That was lame,
Joey,
I'm
if you
sorry.
don't put them funky ass shoes down, buddy.
Ah, they smell great. Ah.
God.
If you don't put them ankle breakers. But one thing I do want to talk about is better commercials. So I want to share this with you guys because I think this is going to be like a lot of fun. I want to, everybody remembers the classic Jordan commercials. I'm just going to take this out for a second. Let's remove this, and we're going to add this. And I want you guys to just go back with me for a minute because this brought back a lot of memories. Check this out.
Sometimes I dream
that he is me.
got to see it how I dream to be. Boom, 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 boom. I dream my blue.
I dream I grew like Mike.
If I could be like Mike. If I could be like
What's up, Mike? I could be like Mike.
I'm not going to sing.
Bird.
There's your boy, Joey.
I thought that was
that's a
so.
younger Joey.
I thought that was so gangster that they put Larry Bird, a man that that Michael Jordan was not able to beat ever. That they put him at the end of the commercial, like, fuck him. I am not saying I want to be like Mike. Y'all should be like me. I thought that was so gangster. What do you guys think?
That was pretty gangster, I'm not going to lie.
Absolutely. Remember when he said to everybody at the 3-point contest, hey, which you guys are picking to be second? Or when he was cutting his grass and people would watch him cut his grass on Sundays
Yeah.
at his house in Franklin.
Michael Jordan's commercial, shooting shots with Larry Bird, winner gets to eat the Big Mac, was a great commercial. You remember that?
Yeah, we're gonna go over that.
Okay, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
This is one of my favorite young LeBron commercials. And once again, take it back with me, man. Like a lot of people don't remember how funny LeBron James commercials was, but let's take a look at this one real quick.
Let us read from the playbook, the King James playbook, and basketball chosen one asked the soul of the game for court vision. And it was granted to him. Can I get a layup? The chosen one didn't ask for hops. Coach Reverend. He didn't ask for hand. Why did the chosen one ask for court vision? I'm going to tell you why. Just listen. He wanted glory for the team. I feel the soul of the game coming over me.
What is LeBron like 20?
That's really cool.
I don't remember this
That is so corny.
Y'all remember that? I don't know if y'all remember that LeBron James
Mm-hmm.
commercial when he was a kid coming into the league.
I don't.
Yeah,
one.
Yeah, that's
doesn't
the
Nike? Go ahead.
that's like that. What was it called? Blues Brothers, kind of theme to it or vibe to it.
I thought the cool thing about that commercial was that everybody he passed the ball to became better. Like, did
Yeah.
you notice that subtle thing
Yeah.
that
That's
they
what he
did there?
did. That's what he did, and on
Right.
real life.
Everybody he passed the ball to was like, "Oh shit, I can play basketball now."
If Jordan ever passed the ball to anybody, we'd know what that was like.
I want to say
They should have had Bird in there, and he would have said, "Hey, this is great."
Are you about
There
to do
was-
the Larry Bird commercial? Because if you're doing it, I'll shut up.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's look at it.
There was something really funny about the swimming pool commercial, if I remember correctly. But doesn't
Here we go.
What's in the bag? Lunch. Big Mac, fries. Play you for it. With me for my Big Mac. First one to miss watches the winner eat.
First one to move.
No dunking. Get in there. Get in. Nothing but net. I think we're going to be here a while. I suggest you go get a Big Mac.
Now,
This is for your Big Mac, right?
before you guys judge this commercial, I want you guys to see this other one just real quick. That was kind of like a remake. Check this one out.
Bruh. What's up, Dwight? What you got in the bag? Big Mac, fries. I'll play you for it. My lunch, first one to miss, watches the other one eat. Shake on it. Funny, Dwight. Here's what we got. Between, behind, platinum, nothing but nickel. No jump shots. Flat-footed, 540. Start there. Throw it up, double pump. Do that one. That was nice, dude. Give me the ball. 360 for the free throw line. Olympic style later. You show me better, you can tell me. Smooth, Dwight. Great show, guys.
Yeah.
And thanks for lunch. I have no idea. You're taking our lunch, though.
I thought
Good
it was
throwback.
so great
Good
that
throwback.
Larry Bird is
Um,
still dogging people 40 years later. But
And
what did
getting
you want to
free
say about
Big
the Larry
Macs.
Bird commercial?
if it's just him doing water polo, then it's probably not as good as I remember. But
No, we're gonna look at it, but I want to see what Jim had to say about the Larry Bird commercial. Like you remember that one specifically, right?
I do. There was a series of them, and one of them Charles Barkley wants to get in, and they just blow him off. That was a great series of commercials. Are you going to do the Sports Center commercial with LeBron?
Yeah.
Okay, that's one of my favorites.
Yeah, dude. I've been looking at these all day because I feel like, and I'll say this, probably say this in my summary again, but I feel like we get so much in our feelings about who is better that we remember how good it is to be living in a time when we've been able to see both of these guys, right? Like it's like LeBron has done so many good things with commercials and sports, and I feel like we're always like, well, it wasn't as good as Jordan. And it's like, why don't we just live in an appreciation of both? You know what I mean? Like, and I want to probably sum that up again in the end, because I feel like the whole debate thing, and that's the whole reason I'm doing this show, because the whole debate thing is silly. They'll never play each other. They both were great players. So the whole debate thing is silly, but let's just enjoy the fact that we've been able to see two of the greatest basketball players who ever lived actually play the game. What do you guys think?
That's fair.
I think it's fair. I think it's Bird and whoever else you want to put in there.
Now, Matthew,
Maybe Pistol Pete.
Pistol Pete, Maravich,
Now, Matt, you do have a point that this was a great commercial. So I do want to take a look at it because this commercial actually had me rolling.
Well,
It's
before
funny as hell. Let's take a look at it.
I think between Michael and LeBron, the winner of the commercials is Nike.
And Gatorade, right?
You can't get through Detroit training in no pool. You think Michael trained in the pool? No, I don't think so. Stop looking at my lemonade.
Here I come. Cannonball.
You got pop sweat. Don't make me get out of this seat.
Come on in.
He won't get in the water. You don't want to get his hair wet. Pretty boy.
Hold that thought. I'm gonna call you back.
Oh Lord.
He's as old now as his character is on the side of the pool.
Right. This is my favorite part right here. That is so hilarious.
Dang, LeBron used to be funny.
It's only a 3-foot pool.
All right, so Corley said.
So so let's appreciate, the geniuses of these guys, man. These commercials are freaking hilarious. If you ever want to have some fun, one day, just go through and look through all of these old commercials. And of course, everybody remember these for.
Yo, this is Mars Blackman, and this is my main man, Michael Jordan, and this is a pair of tight Air Jordans from Nike.
These are great.
This is something you can buy, and this is a patented, vicious, high-flying 360 slam dunk. This is something you cannot do. Let me repeat myself. This you can buy. You cannot do this. Can. No.
And I think they did a whole series of those. They did a whole series of them.
Is that
That's
Spike?
Spike Lee. Yep.
Spike
Yeah.
Lee, Joey Lee. You notice the resemblance?
Yeah,
Yeah.
one of them makes influential movies.
Me too.
You guys remember
The Mars Blackman commercials were great.
You remember He Got Game? I think LeBron and MJ might have made cameos in that movie.
The Ray Allen movie?
Yeah.
Yeah, Michael Jordan was in it. And here's the Sports Center one.
I love this so much. I love this so much.
Oh, Scott.
Mm-hmm.
Did you possibly switch chairs with me?
No, not me.
Are you sure?
Yeah. Good luck finding your chair, LeBron.
Okay.
I
Okay.
love that so much.
Look how long
Look at the
short used
story.
to be back then.
I worked in an office, and we had one just complete trash chair. And whenever anyone went on vacation, we would throw that into that person's cube, and they would sit in when they got back and just be furious. I love that.
All right, and now just to give you guys a chance to get into some of the numbers, because I know you guys came here armed to the teeth with numbers. So I wanted to, once again, just kind of do something to kind of twist it up for you guys, just so we're out of the box a little bit. But I do want to give you guys a little something to chew on number wise. So give me a second just to cue this up. We're gonna talk about some numbers, and then I'll let you guys go get back to your night. Just give me 1 second here to cue it.
Feels like a setup.
So I think what LeBron James lacks in killer instinct, like what Kobe and MJ had, he makes up for in sheer size and bully ball and that kind of thing. That was my overall argument that I had prepared.
Mine was that LeBron didn't have to play. Michael didn't have to play in an era where you were allowed to play zone defense. There was something called illegal defense in Michael Jordan's days. And they could set him up and make him go one-on-one. LeBron never had that luxury.
Yep. So let's take a look at just a few of these videos. Now, I saved a ton of these, and I love them all, but we don't have time to go through all of these. But let's talk about just a few of these videos. I think I like this one. Let's take a look at this one.
He's the
gonna shoot 10 threes, get 10 rees, and then the Lakers ain't gonna lose. And they got Luka Doncic, Reeves, and LeBron, the real big three. They gave up AD because they needed change. And you got to say his name. His name is LeBron James. I'm talking about the man on the Lakers. LeBron, I'm asking you to say his name. LeBron James, no message could have been any clearer. If you want to make the world a better place, take a look in the sky and say his name. Yeah.
All right. All right. I just want you guys to see that real quick because people go ham. LeBron James fans absolutely go ham over LeBron James. To take a Michael Jackson song and make it about LeBron James is absolutely bananas to me, man. So I just want you guys to see that real quick.
Take a look at the man and say his name.
All right, so I like what this guy had to say. Let's talk about what this guy had to say on in his video.
Came into the league in 1984. That man got eliminated 84, 85, 86, 87, 88, 89, and 90. The Pistons and the Celtics whooped his ass every time. I'm going to tell you something else I used to watch. The nigga scored 60-something in one game against Larry Bird and still lost the game. So it don't matter how great you are, you're not going to win by yourself. It is a team sport. Michael Jordan, all 6 finals Michael Jordan played against, he went against the Lakers. That was Magic Johnson. Last year he had AIDS. James Worthy and Byron Scott was out of the series because they was hurt. So it was just Michael Jordan against the sorry Lakers team. The next year you go against Portland Trail Blazers, who didn't have nobody but Clyde Drexler. And who? Kevin Duckworth? Oh, he's sorry. Who else did they have? Jerome Kersey? Oh, he's sorry. And then who they go against the next year? The Phoenix Suns, you had Charles Barkley and who else? Kevin Johnson and Dan Marley, man, them niggas ain't no competition. And then you left. If you were so good when you left the Bulls to go play baseball, Michael Jordan, you left the Bulls. After you left the Bulls, they had won 58 games. The next year, they still won 56 games with Scottie Pippen. So that lets you know Scottie Pippen was still hooping because even after you left, they still went to the end of the playoffs and almost made the finals and went 7 games with the Knicks. So what are you talking about? Then he came back and played the Seattle Supersonics in 95. And the Seattle Supersonics, who did they beat? Nobody. Went to the finals once, played Gary Payton. Man, you sorry. And then who you play after that? A 34 and 35-year-old John Stockton and Karl Malone? That's who you went up against? An old-ass Utah team? So what? You won 6 times? So what? LeBron done went 8 times already. You only done went 6 times. LeBron gonna finish beating you in scoring and assists. He gonna be the leading scorer of all time. Kobe ain't even in the conversation. Kobe, you sorry as shit. If Kobe was that damn good, Kobe was on the team with Shaq. Shaq had them 3 MVPs. Shaq had them 3 finals MVPs. You weren't even the best player on your team, bro. So then guess what happened to you? Then y'all got y'all ass whooped by Detroit in 2004. Detroit whooped that ass. Detroit put y'all ass out. What happened? Detroit beat y'all 4-1.
All right, so what do y'all think? A lot of people forget about
I like his
Jordan's
orange
career
shirt
before the 6 finals.
I
What do you
think
guys
that
think?
I think that man's son wants something from him. I think that man's son needs like a PlayStation. Like look how into it that man's son is.
Yeah, they was definitely into it, man. But that's how the OGs be, man. The OGs that really saw Michael Jordan. Like I was talking with Jim a little bit before, and Jim, what did you say? Why don't you repeat what you said about the defenses back then?
Yeah, so back then there was a violation called illegal defense. So you weren't allowed to play zone, and teams just spread it out and give Jordan basically one-on-one. And it wasn't a foul; it was a violation. So you get a technical and you get the ball back and get a shot. But if you made people go one-on-one with LeBron 20 times in a game, how many savage posterizing dunks would there be?
Yeah, exactly. Now I like the takes from actual players, right? And Isaiah had like some really cool stuff to say about the battles between Jordan and LeBron. So I want to pull this one up here from Isaiah and let him kind of talk real quick for a second.
Y'all changed all the rules so he can win. Wait a minute now. These are the facts, right? I go down the lane, I get my ass beat. You see pictures of Michael Cooper scratching Larry Bird's jersey off, right? You see Kevin McHale slamming Kurt Rambis to the floor. You see Dr. J, fine on Bird, right? Everybody getting hit. Oh, but he can't get hit?
Yep.
So we're going to change all the rules so he can dunk. Yeah. Because they marketing the dunk. Y'all want him to win?
So what do y'all think? Did they change the rules for Michael Jordan?
Not really. It's still physical. It's still a physical sport.
And you can play zone against LeBron, just like you just said.
Yeah.
I
remember
a lot more physical fist fights.
I remember times when LeBron was playing Detroit and he would be coming down the lane. They would have one player in front of him, another player behind that player. So no matter which way LeBron James went, he was going to get double teamed by that player that was floating behind the dude that was checking him, right? Even off of screens, they were double teaming LeBron James in those Detroit series. And I remember thinking to myself, how is he ever going to get to the basket? You know what I'm saying? With like 3 and 4 guys checking him as soon as he gets to the top of the top of the 3-point line. You know what I mean? So the defenses did change a lot because I don't remember seeing that type of defense when Jordan was playing.
Well, whoever is the better passer is going to be, is going to be able to excel better in that system.
Yeah, I think so. And then I think there was one more that I wanted to show you guys. All of these are really good, though, honestly. Oh, this one was pretty good here too. I'm gonna do this one and then we'll shut it down. But this is Ryan Davis, comedian. This is a really good show that him and comedian Tony Baker did called The Trial of Michael Jordan versus LeBron James. You can find this on YouTube. It's really good. It's only about 40 minutes long, but it's once again Ryan Davis versus Tony Baker. Tony Baker was arguing for Jordan, and Ryan Davis was arguing for LeBron, and this is just a portion of it.
Michael Jordan played a lot of white guys. And let's be honest, that's not what the NBA at its toughest actually looks like. LeBron James, Carmelo Anthony, Kevin Durant, James Harden. You can name some of the greatest 2 guards and small forwards to ever play the game. You know who they played against? LeBron. You know who Michael Jordan played against? Dan Marley. Craig Elo. You hear me? Like Danny Ainge.
LeBron Shields.
Are we being serious? These were starters, by the way. Oh my God. The competition was stiff.
If you guys get a chance to see that, that's actually a really good debate that those guys have. Both of them had like good arguments. So in closing, man, what do you guys think? I mean, I'll go down the list like one by one. I'm going to pop everybody out, and I want you guys to kind of, be able to say your own pieces on your own here real quick. Let me just cue everybody up. So like I said, I'm going to pop everybody out. I'm going to bring you in one at a time so you guys can sum up and then introduce your socials, and we'll get ready to sign off, okay? So I'm going to remove everybody out, and we're going to start with Matthew Scott.
All right. Thanks for having me, Rob. Matthew Scott _comedy. There's the thing, the handle. And dude, go Cleveland in 2025.
Absolutely.
Let's do it, man.
We just swept the Heat, was it?
Yep. Heat are gone. Let's bring on the next opponent and come watch one part of the game. You know, if there's a game on Sunday, come on up to Parma Tap House. If you're local here in Northeast Ohio, every Sunday, we have a fun little open mic. Get a lot of extra time on stage, like 10 plus minutes.
So in the GOAT debate, who did you have, and was your mind changed at all?
I got LeBron and I don't know if that's ever going to change. I did shake his hand when I was in high school and he was in high school. He had just hit the Sports Illustrated cover and came in shadow at Brexville Broadview Heights. So
it's a pretty cool memory, buddy.
Yeah.
All right. So LeBron James all the way. Let's go ahead and bring in Ryan. Ryan, why don't you shout out your socials, upcoming stuff, and let us know who did you have in a debate and was your mind changed at all today?
Listen, my mind was entirely made up. Can we bring back that song? Can we bring back the Michael Jackson, freaking LeBron James? I'm looking at the man in the mirror. That was my mind made up right there.
You made your mind up for you. Yeah,
LeBron,
absolutely.
come back to Cleveland. We miss you. LeBron, just come on, bring your last years home. You and that knee brace are welcome.
There you go. Now, absolutely nobody is watching this, so why don't you shout out your show that we got coming up?
Yeah, sure. Listen, if you guys like, I love the way you brought that in. If you guys like comedy and barbecue and Star Wars and all that amazing
and helping dogs,
yeah, well, that I was getting there, but thank you. Yeah, we're doing a show May the 4th this Sunday, benefiting 2 local animal shelters. The tickets are only $20, and they go to a great cause, and you should definitely come because Rob will be there, and he's friggin' hilarious, okay? I will be there, and I will try to make you giggle. So that's it. You should check us out. We'll be there. It'll be fun. All the info's on the Eargasm page, eargasmcomedy.com. May the 4th be with you. Okay.
We also have comedians Lou Santini on that show, and who else is on that show, Ryan?
Oh, I'm sorry. You want the full? Oh, I'm the full. Okay.
Just who's on the show?
Yes, Lou Santini. Lou Santini will be there. He's going to be on the show. Lou has been on E. Lou has been on TNT, HBO. He is closing out the World Series of Comedy. He won all 3 rounds on the way to Vegas. So we are rooting for Lou. And then we've got the one and only Michael Copenhaver coming out now. He is just fantastic. Toured all over the nation. Been to every single club that he can possibly think of. He's kind of like a big deal that you don't know about. Kind of like this guy over here. One of the biggest names in Cleveland comedy you've never heard of, Mr. Rob Coleman. So you should definitely come check that out. $20, all that, and pulled chicken. Come on. I don't know what to say.
Yeah, and Ryan, you spend enough time pulling your chicken, so thank you for promoting that. And then we'll talk sooner, buddy. Jim, why don't you come on in and let us know what you got coming up, and who did you have in a debate, and was your mind changed at all?
No, my mind was not changed at all. I go to LeBron because he could play positions 1 through 4 and be dominant. I mean, obviously, we're talking about all-time greats, so not disrespecting MJ. LeBron took terrible teams to the finals. Yeah. So you want to put a knock on him saying he didn't win in the finals. Okay, he brought trash along with him.
Right.
I do stand-up comedy as a hobby. Actually, I've done Matthew Scott's show. Parma Tap House has a great layout. You should check it out. You played that thing at the end, and I had to think back to, the Larry Bird story about looking at Charles Barkley and saying, I can't believe you're disrespecting me. You're letting a white boy guard me. You remember that?
Right.
You letting a white boy guard me? Are you kidding me? I thought it was one of the funniest trash talk moments ever. I got LeBron. I also do a podcast. It's a serious podcast. It's called Whiskey Congress. My co-host and I talk about social political issues. So Whiskey Congress is on all the podcast venues.
Yeah, send me an invite for that. I would like to join that one.
Sounds good. And thank you for having me. I enjoyed this.
Absolutely, Jim. Thank you, buddy.
All right. Take care.
All right. And then last but not least, I think he was our first guy that we introduced. Let's let him be the last as well. Joey Lee.
Okay, I got my plus minuses.
All right.
Okay, Space Jam. Michael Jordan's better. Let's see. What's this next one?
You were a Larry Bird guy. Why are you even like going down the list? You were a Larry Bird guy.
I know, but I'm an engineer too.
Joey, why don't you let them know what we got coming up? What you got coming up? You got some interesting stuff coming up in Columbus?
Real quick. Give me a second. Michael Jordan got to play with a guy with a dress. So, it's kind of hard to play with a guy with a dress, but he did. And also, LeBron, no Bird. If their Bird was in the league, LeBron would look a lot different than he is now.
Okay, all right.
He passed the ball. He helped Akron. He was on many teams, and they all were successful. He was a great high school player and high school supporter. He's still got time on his side.
Mm-hmm.
You know, his career isn't over. Also, he created a huge market for that white powder that he spooks in the air.
I didn't even think of putting that up, Joey. That's a great point.
Last but not least, if both of them played on Coach Carter's team, the movie Coach Carter, LeBron would have done better.
All right. Well, Joey, we appreciate you. I always appreciate you, buddy, tapping in and joining my shows. You always bring
hey, thank you, sir.
A little bit of levity. And do you have anything coming up you want to plug?
No, I just got back from Phoenix.
Okay.
So this was my first show since I've been back last night at midnight.
Hey, you guys make sure to follow Joey Lee on TikTok. He does these lives sometimes where he gets on, he stays on for an hour, and he'll literally do just about anything you request him to do, you know, except for maybe eat a bug or something like that. So make sure to follow Joey Lee on TikTok and all social media. Follow all of my comedians that was on the show.
Joey Lee Comedy. That's
absolutely. I'm going to go ahead and pop you out. And I'm going to wrap up by saying, man, I appreciate all my comics that came on. I wanted for this show to be a lot better, you know, so normally I write a ton of jokes, and normally I have like PowerPoint slides. Everything went haywire. So I really appreciate the comics coming on, providing their levity and their funniness. That really helped me out a lot because, like I said, I really wasn't at my best for this particular show. But, you know, when you're talking about LeBron and talking about Jordan, you know, you gotta rise to the occasion, because both of these guys rise to the occasion. I will say this, because I am Team LeBron. Isaiah Thomas said something very prolific for me on a sports show one time. He said with Jordan, you can name Phil Jackson as far as the coach that influenced and made him a winner in the NBA. He said with LeBron James, he made his coaches influential. The coaches didn't make him, he made the coaches. And he wonders, where did he get this knowledge from? There's nobody that trained LeBron James specifically as far as how great he can make a team, right? Like maybe he had some training back in high school or whatever, maybe a little bit in AAU. But since this man has been able to touch a basketball, he has understood how to pull players together and make them a great team, even when they weren't individually great players, right? And that's what all of the Cavs teams, who were just a bunch of ragamuffins that you could barely even remember their names, the Delonte Wesses and the Booby Gibsons and all of those guys, you could barely remember them. Even his championship team, it took me a second to remember guys like Della Dova and Mozgov and people like that. It took me a second to remember who was on those teams. And that's because LeBron James has a very high knowledge of basketball and how to play basketball. When he went to Miami, Coach Spoelstra was a new coach, took him to the finals. Everybody was like, oh, Spoelstra is a great coach. And you just saw what happened when he went against a good Cavs team. He didn't even know what to do. He was basically said he was embarrassed. And here he is again in Los Angeles, taking coaches that are new coaches or mediocre coaches or whatever, and taking them to the finals with like basically maybe one or two good players, but the rest of the team being mediocre. So I think when you talk about great basketball players, you have to give it to LeBron as far as the greatest basketball player. But as far as the greatest guy, as far as winning mentality, the best as far as like for an era, you know, maybe you do have to give that to Jordan, because when he wanted to win, he made his team win as well. So in the GOAT debate, I don't care who you have, appreciate both of these guys, man, because they both are superstars of their era, of their time. And I feel it has been a privilege of my life to have seen both of them play. So once again, this is your boy Rob Coleman coming at you with another episode of Are You Serious? Keep watching. Send me your suggestions as far as other shows that you would like to see. And, you know, we'll keep doing these debate shows until the wheels fall off. But until then, thank you guys. I appreciate you guys for watching again, and look out for more shows in the coming months. Thank you guys again.